Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Monday, August 28th, 2023. Big show today. College football, MLB, soccer, WNBA, NFL preseason, tennis, golf, NASCAR, NFL defensive tackle rankings, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start with college football from the league. Let's change it up a little bit. College football is finally here. We'll recap the games from Saturday. A lot of interesting results. Number 13, Notre Dame over Navy, 42-3, so that over doesn't cash. Jacksonville State defeats UTEP 17-14. UMass defeats New Mexico State 41-30. San Diego State beats Ohio State 20-13. Number 6, USC defeats San Jose State 56-28. Louisiana Tech beats FIU 22-17. And Vandy beats Hawaii 35-28. So maybe I should have picked Hawaii to cover. So Fab 5 off to a disappointing 1-4 start, but we always have week 1 to look forward to bounce back. All right, now move on to Major League Baseball. We'll go over the results from the weekend, and we will look ahead to the games being played today. Friday, Tigers over to Astros 4-1, Yankees over to Rays 6-2, Nats over to Marlins 7-4, O's over to Rockies 5-4, Phils over to Cards 7-2, Pirates over to Cubs 2-1, Guardians over to Blue Jays 5-2, Angels over to Mets 3-1, Dodgers over to Red Sox 7-4, A's over to White Sox 12-4, Brewers over to Padres 7-3, Twins over to Rangers 12-2, D-backs over to Reds 10-8, Mariners over to Royals 7-5, and the Braves over to Giants 5-1 till Friday. Best bet lost. Saturday, Rays over to Yankees 3-0, Blue Jays over to Guardians 8-3, Braves over to Giants 7-3, Mariners over to Royals 15-2, Red Sox over to Dodgers 8-5, Nats over to Marlins 3-2, Astros over to Tigers 9-2, O's over to Rockies 5-4, Angels over to Mets 5-3, White Sox over to A's 6-2, Brewers over to Padres 5-4, Phils over to Cards 12-1, Rangers over to Twins 6-2, Cubs over to Pirates 10-6, and the Reds over to Diamondbacks 8-7-11. Sunday, Mets over to Angels 3-2, Rockies over to Orioles 4-3, Dodgers over to Red Sox 7-4, Phillies over to Cardinals 3-0, Cubs over to Pirates 10-1, Guardians over to Blue Jays 10-7-11, Astros over to Tigers 17-4, Rays over to Yankees 7-4, Marlins over to Nats 2-1, White Sox over to A's 6-1, Brewers over to Padres 10-6. They complete the sweep. Twins over to Rangers 7-6-13 on a walk-off walk as Michael A. Taylor walked. Carlos Correa scores the game-winning run. D-backs over the Reds 5-2, Mariners over the Royals 3-2, and the Giants over the Braves 8-5. All right, tonight's games, 6:30, Yanks Tigers. So Luis Severino and Reese Olson. Luis Severino was actually decent his last time out against the Nationals, which ended the 9-game losing streak, but who really cares at this point since they're out of it. And the Tigers, believe it or not, are favored over the Yankees, -118. The Yanks are even money over under 8.5, -110 each way. Yankees -1.5 is +155. Tigers +1.5 is -188. So the Yankees are favored on the run line. Over, automatic over. 2 bad pitchers. Angels, Phillies. Lucas Giolito and Taijuan Walker. Phils -148. Angels +126. Over under 9.5. Overs even money. Unders -122. Angels +1.5 is -156. Phillies -1.5 is +130. Kind of like the over in this game too. 7 o'clock, White Sox, O's. Michael Kopech and Grayson Rodriguez. O's -245, White Sox 2-1, over under 9, -110 each way. White Sox +1.5 is even money. Orioles -1.5 is -120. This is another over I like. Nats, Jays. Josiah Gray and Kevin Gossman. Blue Jays -270, Nats +220, over under 8. Overs -105, unders -115. Nats +1.5 is -104. Jays -1.5 is -115. This one I like the under. Astros, Red Sox. Christian Javier, Chris Sales. A lot of big playoff intensity games for Boston. They play Houston, then the Dodgers, and Houston again. Red Sox -120, Astros +102, over under 10, overs -105, unders -115. Astros +1.5 is -192, Red Sox -1.5 is plus 158. I love the under. These two teams usually play lower scoring games. Rangers, Mets, John Gray and Tyler McGill. Rangers minus 152, Mets plus 128, over under 9, minus 125. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 105, Mets plus 1.5 is minus 126. This is a tough one. But I'm going to go with under 3.5 Met runs at plus 106. 7:30 Guardians, Twins. Xavier Curry and Kenta Maeda. Twins minus 164, Guardians plus 138, over under 8.5, overs minus 8, unders minus 112. Guardians plus 1.5 is minus 154, Twins minus 1.5 is plus 128. I like full game under a little bit. Padres Cardinals at 7:45, Blake Snell and Adam Wainwright. Padres are minus 190, Cards plus 160, over under 9, overs minus 112, unders minus 8. Padres minus 1.5 is minus 120, Cards plus 1.5 is even money. Adam Wainwright has just been straight trash this year, so I'm going to go with the over. 8 o'clock, Brewers Cubs from Wrigley. Cubs trying to catch the Brewers for the division. Wade Miley and Jamison Tyon. Cubs minus 130, Brewers plus 110, over under 9, overs even money, unders minus 132. Brewers plus 1.5 is minus 192, Cubs minus 1.5 is plus 158. I like the Brewers plus 110. I just don't trust Jamison Tyon with a 10-foot pole. Fox Sports 1, Pirates Royals. Terrible game for Fox Sports 1. Should be the Cup game on that channel. Johan Oviedo and Zach Greinke. Pirates minus 112. Royals minus 104, over under 9. Overs minus 114, unders minus 106. Pirates minus 1.5 is plus 146. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 176. I like the over. 8:30 Braves Rockies. Bryce Edler and Austin Gomber. Braves minus 255, Rockies plus 210, over under 12. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Braves minus 1.5 is minus 172. Rockies plus 1.5 is plus 142. That's too high. I like the under. Although the Braves are awesome offensively. 9:30 A's Mariners. Kyle Muller and Brian Wu. Feels like everybody's playing tonight. Mariners minus 270. A's plus 220, over under 8. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. A's plus 1.5 is plus 104. Mariners minus 1.5 is minus 125. This is going to be an interesting pick. But I'm going to go with over a half first inning runs at minus 106. 9:45 Reds Giants. Andrew Abbott and Kyle Harrison. Kyle Harrison not very good in his big league debut. Or at least not very impressive against Philly. Andrew Abbott's been pretty good for the Reds this year. Giants are favored minus 122. Reds are plus 104, over under 8.5. Overs even money, unders minus 122. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 5. Giants minus 1.5 is plus 168. I like the Reds at plus 104 to win outright. And last but not least, 10 o'clock, you have the D-backs at the Dodgers. Zach Gallen and Bobby Miller. Dodgers minus 146. D-backs plus 124, over under 8.5. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. D-backs plus 1.5 is minus 170. Dodgers minus 1.5 is plus 140. Under. Full game. All right, now move on to soccer. We will discuss the results from the weekend and look at everything today. We'll start with MLS. And Saturday, Atlanta over Nashville 4-0, Montreal over New England 1-0, Charlotte over LAFC 2-1, Columbus over Toronto 2-0, Philly over DC 3-1, Cincy over NYCFC 3-0, Miami over the Red Bulls 2-0, Orlando over St. Louis 2-1, Dallas over Austin 1-0, KC over San Jose 3-0, Houston over Salt Lake 3-0, Galaxy over Chicago 3-0, and Vancouver Portland 3-2. And then Sunday, Minnesota-Seattle 1-1 draw. We have games on Wednesday, so we'll preview and pick them on the Wednesday podcast. So Bundesliga from the weekend, Friday, RP Leipzig over Stuttgart 5-1. Saturday, Hoffenheim over Heidenheim 3-2. Wolfsburg over Cologne 2-1. Freiburg over Bremen 1-0. Union Berlin over Darmstadt 4-1. Bochum Dortmund 1-1 draw. And Leverkusen over Gladbach 3-0. And then Sunday, Mainz Frankfurt 1-1 draw. And Bayern over Augsburg 3-1. League 1, Friday, Nantes Monaco 3-3 draw. Saturday, Marseille over Brest 2-0 and PSG over Lens 3-1. Sunday, Rennes and Le Havre AC 2-2 draw. Metz over Clermont Foot 1-0. Reims over Montpellier 3-1. Strasbourg over Toulouse 2-0. Lorient over Lille 4-1. And Nice Lyon 0-0 draw. The Women's Soccer League, Friday, San Diego over Orlando 2-1. Saturday, KC Houston 1-1 draw. Sunday, North Carolina Chicago 1-1 draw. Portland Washington 1-1 draw. Gotham Louisville 0-0 draw. And Angel City over LL Reign 2-1. Dutch Eredivisie, Saturday, NEC over RKC Waldrop 3-0. Excelsior Fortuna 2-2 draw. Sunday, PEC Zwolle over FC Utrecht 1-0. Feyenoord over Almere City 6-1, and Sparta over Herenveen 3-1. Premier League, Friday, Chelsea over Luton 3-0. Saturday, Tottenham over Bournemouth 2-0. Arsenal Fulham 2-2 draw. Brentford Crystal Palace 1-1 draw. Wolves over Everton 1-0. Man United over Nottingham Forest 3-2. West Ham over Brighton 3-1. Sunday, Aston Villa over Burnley 3-1. Man City over Sheffield United 2-1. Liverpool over Newcastle 2-1. Liga MX, Friday, Puebla over Jaguares 1-0. Tijuana Mazatlan 1-1 draw. Saturday, Atlas Toluca 0-0 draw. America Leon 1-1 draw. And Santos over Guadalajara 2-1. Sunday, Querétaro over Necaxa 1-0. UNAM over Tigres 2-1. And Cruz Azul over Monterrey 2-1. And then tonight at 11 o'clock, Pachuca and Athletic San Luis. So, I'm just pulling up the odds really quickly. Pachuca minus 145, San Luis plus 380, draw plus 280. So Pachuca right now is in 14th, and Athletic San Luis is all the way up in 3rd. I'm going with the underdog Athletic San Luis at plus 380. Just taking a shot there. La Liga, Friday. Las Palmas, Real Sociedad, 0-0 draw. Real Madrid over Celta Vigo, 1-0. Saturday, Cadiz and Almeria, 1-1 draw. Granada over Mallorca, 3-2. Girona over Sevilla, 2-1. Sunday, Barcelona over Villarreal, 4-3. Osasuna over Valencia, 2-1. Athletic over Betis, 4-2. And in 2 games, 1:30 Getafe and Alaves. Should be an interesting game. I'm just going to pull up the odds really quickly. Getafe plus 130, Alaves plus 280, draw plus 170. I go with Getafe at plus 130. And then 3:30, Rayo and Atletico. Rayo plus 290, Atletico minus 105, draw plus 220. Atletico is one of the better teams in the league. I'm going to take them at minus 105. Serie A, Saturday, Frosinone over Atalanta 2-1, Monza over Empoli 2-0, Milan over Torino 4-1, and Verona over AS Roma 2-1. Sunday, Fiorentina and Lecce 2-2 draw, Juventus, Bologna 0-0, 1-1 draw, Genoa over Lazio 1-0, Napoli over Sassuolo 2-0. All right, today, 12:30, Salernitana and Udinese. Salernitana plus 170, Udinese plus 165, draw plus 220, going with the draw plus 220. And then 245, Cagliari and Inter Milan. Inter's minus 270, Cagliari 6-1, draw plus 360. I'm going to do under 2.5 goals at plus 114. And then last but not least, USL from the weekend. Saturday, El Paso over Hartford 2-0, Indy over Loudoun 2-1, Tampa over Miami 2-0, Charleston over Memphis 1-0, Louisville over Oakland 2-1, San Diego over Rio Grande 3-2, New Mexico over Tulsa 2-1, San Antonio Pittsburgh 0-0 draw, Monterey Bay over Colorado 2-1, Phoenix over Vegas 3-2, and Orange County over Sacramento 2-0. And then Sunday, Detroit over Birmingham 3-2. Okay, now I'll move on to the FIBA World Cup. We have results to go over from the weekend, and we will look ahead to tomorrow. All right, so Friday, Group B, Australia over Finland, 98-72. Group A, Italy over Angola, 81-67. Group D, Montenegro over Mexico, 91-71. Group H, Latvia over Lebanon, 109-70. Group A, Dominican Republic over Philippines, 87-81. Group B, Germany over Japan, 81-63. Group D, Lithuania over Egypt, 93-67. Group H, Canada over France, 95-65. Saturday, Group F, Georgia over Cape Verde, 85-60. Group B, Puerto Rico over South Sudan, 101-96 in overtime. Group C, Greece over Jordan, 92-71. Group G, Brazil over Iran, 159. Group F, Slovenia over Venezuela, 185. Group B, Serbia over China, 105-63. Group C, U.S. over New Zealand, 99-72. Group G, Spain over Ivory Coast, 94-64. Sunday, Group A, DR over Italy, 87-82. Group E, Germany over Australia, 85-62. Group D, Montenegro over Egypt, 89-74. Group H, Canada over Lebanon, 128-73. Group A, Angola over Philippines, 80-70. Group B, Japan over Finland, 98-88. Group D, Lithuania over Mexico, 96-66. And Group H, Latvia over France, 88-86. So France is 0-2. Disappointing. All right, results so far. Today, Group F, Cape Verde over Venezuela, 81-75. Group B, South Sudan over China, 89-79 or 69. Group C, New Zealand over Jordan, 97-80 or 95-87 in overtime. Group G, Ivory Coast over Iran, 71-69. Group G, Slovenia over Georgia, 88-67, going on right now. Group B, Puerto Rico with a 7-point lead over Serbia with 4 minutes to go. Group C, U.S. by 13 at the half over Greece, so that's good for our team. And Group G, just underway, Brazil, Spain. All right, so at 3:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, Group B, Germany and Finland. Germany's giving 10.5 totals, 174.5. So I'm going to lay the points with Germany. 4 o'clock a.m. Group A, Angola and DR. These are all on ESPN Plus. DR's favored by 12.5 totals, 160.5. I like the over. 4:45, Group D, Egypt, Mexico. Mexico's giving 7.5 total, 155.5. I'm taking Egypt getting the points. That's too high for Mexico to be giving. Next up, 5:45, Group H, Lebanon and France. France is giving a whopping 33.5 total, 174.5. Giving Lebanon getting the points. That is way too many points for France to be giving. And they're not even going to be making the next round. 7 o'clock, Australia and Japan. Each team 1-1. Australia is giving 18.5 total, 169.5. I'll lay the points with Australia. 8 o'clock, Group A, Philippines, Italy. Italy giving 13.5, total 165.5. This is a tough one. Philippines 0-2, Italy is 1-1. I'm going to take Philippines getting the points to hang around. 8:30 a.m., Group D, Montenegro and Lithuania. Both teams undefeated, going for the group title. Lithuania is giving 5.5, totals 163.5. I'll lay the points with Lithuania. They're a better team. And at 9:30 a.m., you have Canada and Latvia. Canada's giving 16.5, total is 178.5. I'm going to lay the points of Canada. They've just been so dominant so far in FIBA play. And both teams are undefeated, so this is for the group title. Okay, now move on to the WNBA. Games over from the weekend and a big one tonight in the W. Friday, Sparks over the Dream, 83-78. Saturday, Lynx lose bad at home to the Liberty, 111-76. Mystics over the Aces, 78-62. Sunday, Sun over the Sparks, 83-68. Fever over the Dream, 83-80. Wings over the Mercury, 77-74. And the Sky over the Storm, 90-85. And then tonight, ESPN2 at 7 o'clock, Aces Liberty. So it's a big one. It's a big one when it's on ESPN2 on a Monday. Should be on regular ESPN, but ESPN has other obligations to take care of. Tennis. But it's weird. On ESPN, it says the Liberty's favored by 1, but on FanDuel, it has the Aces giving 1.5. Totals 173.5. Money lines minus 110 each way. And the Liberty minus 1.5 is even money. Liberty plus the points is minus 122. I'm taking the Liberty straight up. No need in taking the points. The Liberty are going to win this game. They're home. And they are going to go nuts. So, give me the Liberty at minus 110 at home against the Aces. All right, NFL preseason. We will go over those results from the weekend right now. And the last set of preseason games. So everybody can get ready for week 1. We'll see who gets cut and such. So Friday, Lions over the Panthers, 26-17. Titans over the Patriots, 23-7. Chargers over the Niners, 23-12. Saturday, Jets over the Giants, 32-24. Aaron Rodgers saw a drive and had a touchdown to Garrett Wilson. Bills over the Bears, 24-21. Cards over the Vikings, 18-17. Chiefs over the Browns, 33-32. Packers over the Seahawks, 19-15. Commanders over the Bengals, 21-19. Bucks over the Ravens, 26-20. Jags over the Dolphins, 31-18. Cowboys over the Raiders, 31-16. Broncos over the Rams, 41-0. And then Sunday, the Texans over the Saints, 17-13. So there you have it to close out the final weekend of the preseason. Okay, now we'll move on to tennis. Today begins the U.S. Open from Queens. So we'll start with the men's. It'll all get underway at 11. And at the end, I'll give out 2 futures. So 11 o'clock this morning. Adrian Manarino, 22nd ranked against Yusuke Watanuki. Sebastian Offner and Nuno Borges. J.J. Wolf and Zizhen Zhang. Ilya Ivashka and Juan Manuel Cerundolo. Richard Gasquet and Fabian Morozon. Pedro Chassin and Ben Shelton. 25th ranked Alexander Bublik and Dominic Thiem. 12-15. Roberto Carbelas Baena and 4-seed Holger Rune. Rinky Hijgata and Pavel Kadavov. Jacob Mensik and Grigory Barreri. Marcus Giron and 21st ranked Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. 5-seed Casper Rudd and Emiliano Nava. 1 o'clock, 18-seed Lorenzo Musetti and Tituan Droget. Leonard Tyne and 10-seed Francis Tiafoe. Steve Johnson and 19 Taylor Fritz at 130. And Tien Tiafo is 115, by the way. Zachary Savajda and 20 seed Francisco Cirandulo. 32 seed Lasso Dejer and Brandon Nakashima. 215. Aslan Karasev and Jerry Lukeka. 14 seed Tommy Paul and Stefano Travaglia. Martin Fuskevitz and 31 seed Sebastian Korda. Miomir Kekmavik and Juan Pablo Varillas. Roman Safiulin and Marco Cecchinato. Jerry Vesely and Enzo Cosadad. 330 Quentin Haley's and Benjamin Bonzi. 15 seed Felix Auger Asalame and Mackenzie McDonald. Shema Burko and Hugo Gaston. Burnaby, Zapta Morales, and Ethan Quinn. Dominic Stricker and Alexei Paparin. Hugo Delian and Borna Gojo. 5 o'clock. Sumu Kwan and 2018 Christopher Eubanks. 7 o'clock. 17 Stefano Sipias and Milos Rajončić. And 8:15 Alexandre Mueller and 2C Novak Djokovic. All right, the women's side. 11 o'clock this morning. 18 seed Victoria Azarenka and Flora Farrow. 10 seed Carolina Muchova and Storm Sanders. Anna Carolina Schmidlova and Katarina Bandel. Clervy Nginoe and Daria Savali. Magdalena French and Emma Navarro. Varvara Gracheva and Taylor Towson. Kamila Rakamova and 15 seed Belinda Bencic. Rebecca Masarova and 18 Maria Sakari. 12 o'clock 1 seed Iga Swiatek and Rebecca Peterson. 12:15 Solane Stevens and 19 seed Beatrice Haddad Maya. Lauren Davis and Danka Kalvanik. 20 seed Analia Kalinina and Sarah Sabrias Tormo. And Kalinina is 28 seed, by the way. 1 o'clock Yuriko Miyazaki and Margarita Betova. Bernarda Pera and 16 Veronica Kudermetova. Katie Volanets and Xinyu Wang. Lin Zhu and Meyer Sharif. Danielle Collins and Linda Vruvitova. Kaja Juvan in 2019, Elizabeth Cacciaretto. 2:15, 4 seed Elena Rabikina and Maria Kostyuk. Julia Grabner and Ziyu Wang. 32 seed Elise Mertens and Merjan Bjorklund. Kimberly Burrow and Jennifer Brady. Pana Udvardy and Alja Tomjovic. 3 o'clock, Alexandra Sasnovic and 24 seed Magda Linette. 4:15, Olivia Gadicki and Mira Andreeva. Kayla Day and 30 seed Sarana Kristea. 20 seed Jelena Ostapenko and Jasmine Paolini. Anna Kalinsaya and Katerina Siniakova. Elise Cornett and Alina Avanesian. 6 o'clock, 11 seed Pedra Kvitova and Kristina Buska. 7 o'clock, Laura Siegman and 6 seed Coco Gauff. And 9 o'clock, Tatiana Prozorova and Caroline Wozniacki. All right, so quick futures that I want to give out for this tournament. that are long shots. So this is going to be a 20th of a unit that I'm going to lay. For the men, the player that I think has the most value in terms of odds I really think that somebody that stands out on the board is somebody that is well ranked, and I'm going to pull up the bracket right now. And this player that I'm thinking about is on the opposite side of the bracket of Novak Djokovic, which is good. He's 190 to 1. Let's go with Cam Norrie. Just a 20th of a unit on the men's side. And on the women's side, I really think that the women's side is open too, and there for the taking more so than the men's. I did have Elena Svitolina winning the women's side as a future, and she made it really far. And the key here is that you have to pick on the opposite side of the bracket of Iga Swiatek. So it has to be on the bottom half of the bracket. And the player I have Marie Buskova. She is 31st right now. And she's also 190 to 1. She has the same number as Cam Norrie in the men's. So I'm going to lay a 20th of a unit on Marie Buskova to win the women's side of the U.S. Open. All right, now we'll go over the results from the golf tournament, the tour. And your winner with the score of 27 under is Victor Hovland. Second with 22 under is Xander Schauffele. Third with 16 under, Wyndham Clark. Fourth with 14 under, Rory McIlroy. Fifth with 13 under, Patrick Cantlay. Tied for sixth with 11 under, Colin Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood, Scotty Scheffler. Tied for ninth with 10 under, Sam Burns, Adam Schenk, Keegan Bradley, Matt Fitzpatrick, Max Homa. Tied for 14th with 9 under, Seb Straka, Ryan Henley. Tied for 16th with 8 under, Tyrell Hatton, Ricky Fowler. Tied for 18th with 7 under, Lucas Clover and John Rahm. Tied for 20th with 6 under, Saiwoo Kim, Tony Finau, Tom Kim. 23rd with 4 under, Brian Harmon. 24th with 3 under, Sungjae Im. 25th 25th with 2 under Nate Taylor. 26th with 1 under Corey Connors. 27th with 1 over Jordan Spieth. 28th with 3 over Jason Day. 29th with 6 over Emiliano Grillo and Taylor Moore. All right, no PGA again until 3 more weeks. The Fortinet Championship, and that will be in California. So we'll preview and pick that when the time comes. All right, now move on to NASCAR. We will go over the results from the weekend. We'll start with Xfinity at Daytona. Winning the race, Justin Allgaier, good for him. Coming in second, Sheldon Creed. Third, Daniel Hemrick. Fourth, Parker Kligerman. Fifth, Cole Custer. Sixth, Ryan Sieg. Seventh, Parker Retzlaff. Eighth, Anthony Alfredo. Ninth, Greg Gaulding. 10th, Justin Haley. The rest, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Jeb Burton, Kyle Sieg, Joey Gase, Jordan Anderson, Garrett Smithley, Josh Berry, Brett Moffitt, Sam Meyer, Kaz Gralla, Sammy Smith, Chandler Smith, Austin Hill, Riley Herbst, Blaine Perkins, Jeremy Clements, Josh Williams, John Hunter Nemechek, Trevor Bayne, AJ Gilly, Cesar Barcarella, Ryan Ellis, Kyle Weatherman, Joe Graff Jr., Natalie Decker, Brandon Jones, Connor Mozak, and Alex Gannett. The Cup Series from Daytona from Saturday night. Your winner, Chris Buescher. Second, Brad Keselowski. Third, Alec Almirola. Fourth, Chase Elliott. Fifth, Joey Logano. Sixth, Alex Bowman. Seventh, Kyle Busch. Eighth, William Byron. Ninth, Kevin Harvick. 10th, Corey LaJoie. The rest, Ty Dillon, Bubba Wallace, Michael McDowell, Austin Hill, Chandler Smith, Chris Bell, Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, J.J. Yeley, Daniel Suarez, Justin Haley, Josh Berry, B.J. McLeod, Martin Truex Jr., Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Harrison Burton, A.J. Allmendinger, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Preece, Todd Gilliland, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ty Gibbs, Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric, Riley Herbst, and Brennan Poole. And the Truck Series. Your winner, Grant Effinger. Second, Carson Osbar. Third, Christian X. Fourth, Corey Heim. Fifth, Matt Crafton. Sixth, Chase Purdy. Seventh, Ty Majeski. Eighth, Derek Kraus. Ninth, Jake Garcia. 10th, Bailey Curry. The rest, Tanner Gray, Zane Smith, Taylor Gray, Roger Carruth, Dean Thompson, Ben Rhodes, Colby Howard, Connor Jones, Brett Holmes, Tyler Ankrum, Lawless Allen, Haley Deegan, Sean Hingriani, Nick Sanchez, Matt Mills, William Solowich, Matt DiBenedetto, Daniel Dye, Tyler Hill, Stuart Friesen, Derek Lemke, Spencer Boyd, Josh Rumey, Greg Van Alst, Brad Perez, and Josh Bilicki. Now it's yesterday from Milwaukee. All right, now I'm going to do my NFL defensive tackle rankings. I was supposed to do this on the Friday show, but I pushed it to today. And then tomorrow we'll do the edge rushers, both edge rush spots, outside linebacker and defensive end. So without further ado, here are my defensive tackle rankings. And by the way, most teams do 4-3 defenses rather than 3-4s, if I'm not mistaken, and more teams play 2 interiors and maybe 2 edge or 1 edge or 2 edges and 1 D-tackle. So I believe there are 60 players on this list. 60, Jonathan Ledbetter, Cardinals. 59, Like Fotu, Cardinals. 58, Jerry Tillery, Raiders. 57, Isaiah Buggs, Lions. 56, Raekwon Davis, Dolphins. 55, Tyler Tart, Titans. 54, Bobby Brown III, Rams. 53, Derek Nottie, Chiefs. 52, TJ Slayton, Packers. 51, Davon Godchaux, Patriots. 50, Keanu Benton, Steelers. 49, Mozzie Smith, Cowboys. 48, Florenzo Fatakasi, Jaguars. 47, Osa Adazua, Cowboys. 46, Bilal Nichols, Raiders. 45, Nathan Shepard, Saints. 44, Austin Johnson, Chargers. 43, Brian Moore, Seahawks. 43, Lawrence Gee Jr., Patriots. 41, Kalen Saunders, Saints. 40, Justin Madubuike, Ravens. 39, Justin Jones, Bears. 38, Greg Gaines, Buccaneers. 37, Sheldon Rankins, Texans. 36, Sebastian Joseph Day, Chargers. 35, Ed Oliver, Bills. 34, Vita Vea, Buccaneers. 33, DJ Jones, Broncos. 32, Malik Collins, Texans. 31, Shy Tuttle, Panthers. 30, Ashawn Robinson, Giants. 29, Austin McNeil, Lions. 28, Daquan Jones, Bills. 27, Andrew Billings, Bears. 26, Grover Stewart, Colts. 25, Al Woods, Jets. 24, Kyrie's Tonga, Vikings. 23, Deron Payne, Commanders. 22, Grady Jarrett, Falcons. 21, Jordan Davis, Eagles. 20, Shelby Harris, Browns. 19, Devon Hamilton, Jaguars. 18, David Onyemata, Falcons. 17, Javon Hargrave, 49ers. 16, Derek Brown, Panthers. 15, BJ Hill, Bengals. 14, Eric Armstead, 49ers. 13, Fletcher Cox, Eagles. 12, Calvin Tomlinson, Browns. 11, DJ Reader, Bengals. 10, Jonathan Allen, Commanders. 9, Michael Pierce, Ravens. 8, Jeffrey Simmons, Titans. 7, Quinnen Williams, Jets. 6, Dexter Lawrence, Giants. 5, Christian Wilkins, Dolphins. 4, DeForest Buckner, Colts. 3, Cameron Hayward, Steelers. 2, Chris Jones, Chiefs. And number 1, if there wasn't any doubt, Aaron Donald, Los Angeles Rams. So Aaron Donald's probably going to be here, I would say, it's until further notice. But to me, I think his spot can be taken within the next year or two. Chris Jones and Cam Hayward, pick your poison. They're both awesome. DeForest Buckner is really good. Christian Wilkins and Dexter Lawrence are both really good players, as well as Quinnen Williams. So pick your poison with those 3 guys. Jeffrey Simmons is a rock on the Titans defense. Michael Pierce, he has health problems, so he tends to not stay healthy. That's why he's not higher. Jonathan Allen is really underrated, maybe because he's on the Commanders. And even guys 11 through 16 are rock solid. And even Javon Hargrave's really good. And then guys between 18 and 20 are really good. And even guys all the way down to Darren Payne at the Commanders at 23. But something I want to point out, Fletcher Cox I have on these rankings, and he and Jordan Davis are your projected starting defensive tackles for the Eagles. Jordan Davis's old teammate, Javon Carter's also on this team. And I would not be shocked if I did these rankings next year and Javon Carter's in the top 10. He's not even in the top of their depth chart because it has to be the projected starters who end up on these ranking lists. So that's why I do address leaving off Javon Carter from this list. All right, now move on to the news and notes for today. There's a lot to talk about. We'll do rapid fire style. Joao Cancelo moves on a loan with buy option for Man City as he is going to Barcelona. Big get for Barcelona, big loss for Man City. Vinicius of Madrid was taken off with a thigh injury against Celta Vigo. That was not great. The Mercury of Phoenix will miss the postseason for the first time in 10 years, ending the second longest streak in WNBA history. They really have had a terrible season. The Brittany Griner thing was a big distraction, and everything just went wrong for them this year. Noah Lyles disagrees with NBA title winners calling themselves world champions. And then KD, Dame, Devin Booker, and others respond as Lyles taking a shot at those players. Crazy crash in the Daytona 500. Ryan Preece's car flipped 10 times. But the good news is that he was alert after being transported to the hospital. I watched that wreck happen as he went upside down several times. And that was scary. Veteran NHLer Jonas Donskoy retires as he announces his retirement on Instagram after multiple concussions throughout his career. That's unfortunate. He had a solid career. The Mets likely to trade Peter Alonso this offseason, and the team is willing to move anyone not under contract beyond 2024. What a joke. You know that they're not going to get proper value back for Pete. They're just not. Who's going to trade for him? Milwaukee? That's the one that jumps out to me. Will it finally be Tampa Bay? It should be Tampa Bay because they lose McClanahan next year. They won't have Franco anymore. So it should be the Rays if they decide to continue to be competitive. And what if the Chicago Cubs are in play? How about that? Guardians designate for assignment Noah Syndergaard after he has a 6.5 ERA this season. That was just a terrible trade that they made with the Dodgers that shipped Ahmed Rosario there. Like, that was a dumb trade at the time. It's even worse now. Padres reliever Robert Suarez suspended 10 games for using foreign substances following Wednesday's ejection. He plans to appeal. There was a brawl in the Yankee-Ray game as Randy Arozarena stole second and third after he was hit by a pitch. And then the benches erupted. And it was it clearly had the Yankees ticked off. They've been ticked off all season. And then there were two throwing errors on one play and allowed Arizona to score on a steal from first base. That just sums up the Yankees season right there. This is literally the worst Yankees season in my lifetime, and I said that on the podcast several times. I'm going to say this every day until the end of the season. Aaron Boone's going to get fired. Brian Cashman has to resign, and I think he will resign. You know why? Because Brian was really real in his press conference the other day, and he is more honest than Al. Hal is delusional. Brian Cashman is not. And I've been killing Brian Cashman all year and over the past probably 3 years since the pandemic. But it's time to divorce. And it's time for Brian Cashman to get a new job. Maybe he'll be the Mets' next general manager. Who knows? But maybe he'll just be a special advisor for somebody. But I do not think he'll be the general manager of the New York Yankees next season. And I think he's going to resign because Hal just refuses to fire him. And even Cashman knows that internally. I don't think he'll say it publicly that he won't be back next season. Chase Silseth was released from the hospital after suffering a head injury on Saturday. Phil Nevin says prognosis looks positive, so that's good news for the Angels. Tony Gonsolin out for the year and can miss time in 2024 after going MRI on elbow. That's brutal for the Dodgers. He was a big part of what they've done. And then Silseth, obviously, we talked about him earlier. He got hit in the head by a teammate's throw, which is awful. And I know that teammate didn't mean to do it, but it's just a scary situation. Shohei Ohtani turned down imaging as the Angels offered to perform MRI when he had finger cramps a month ago, and Shohei and his agent declined. So, if he gets even more injured, I'm blaming Ohtani. We will see how this plays out. And I think the Angels should shut him down for the rest of the year, just like I think the Yankees should shut down Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is clearly injured. I don't know how he hit 3 home runs in a game. He did that literally on one foot. And because I think his toe is obviously not fully healed, and the Yankees foolishly rushed him back thinking they had a chance to make the playoffs instead of selling at the trade deadline and sitting him for the rest of the year. And the Angels should sit Ohtani for the rest of the year, too, so he could get healthy for next year and get that big free agent contract. And Ohtani obviously wants to keep playing, so it's obviously both their faults if he gets severely injured, and same for the Yankees and Aaron Judge. So those two teams are in similar situations right now. Citi Field's big screen asked nicely after Shohei Ohtani broke part of their scoreboard the other night. That was funny. Miguel Cabrera and Justin Verlander tipped their caps to each other as they face off for the last time. That was pretty neat. There's another benches clearing incident in Mets Angels. The Mets weren't happy after Peter Alonso got hit by a pitch, and he exited after his at-bat. Mookie Betts got a standing ovation his first game back at Boston on Friday night, which was awesome. Football, Jakeem Grant carted off in an air cast on his leg after returning opening kickoff in the preseason finale. Ryan Jensen placed on injury reserve as he'll miss the season due to complications from last year's knee injury. Come on. That's just frustrating because I included him in the center rankings and bam, he's not going to play all year. I think the Bucs are tanking for Caleb Williams. I genuinely believe that. And then Grant suffered a ruptured patellar tendon against the Chiefs. Dolphins-Jaguar game got suspended as David Davis was carted off the field. And Davis was conscious and had extreme movement in his extremities. So that was pretty good. And Mike McDaniel said that the rookie receiver was in concussion protocol and feels a lot better. I'm laughing because I said, I almost said cookie instead of concussion. Silly me, but that's good for Davis. And I feel like all these teams are like suspending games and being cautious. Ever since Damar Hamlin's situation happened, I feel like you're going to see more teams do that. Marquise Goodwin off the injured list as he's in process of returning after missing camp due to blood clots in his legs and lungs. So that's good. Not really the injured list, but the I don't really recall what they call that. Brandon Ingram said he's frustrated with his role with Team USA. He says he's happy it's winning, but wants to figure out ways he could be effective. Well, he's not the best player on the team. Nick Bosa wants his deal somewhere in that $30+ million per year range, as he should. A small trade, the Pats trade Pierre Strong, the running back, to the Browns for offensive tackle Tyron Wheatley. So a small deal there. Josh Jacobs says he's back. Agrees to a 1-year deal, so that's good. They got him back. Dolphins defensive lineman Zach Sealer agrees to a 3-year extension, $30.75 million, $20 million guaranteed, so that's good for the Dolphins. But the big trade of the weekend in the NFL is that the Dallas Cowboys acquired Trey Lance from the San Francisco 49ers for a 4th-round pick. I don't like that deal for Dallas at all. They already have Dak Prescott on their roster, so to me, the team that should have traded for him was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If I were them, I would have given up, I don't know if I would have given up a 4th for him, but maybe I would have given up a 5th for him. But I do not like that trade for the Cowboys. But good on the 49ers for getting a 4th-round pick for a guy that barely played and will go down as one of the bigger busts in NFL history if he doesn't have a resurgent career with Dallas or anybody. And then John Lynch addresses the Lance trade on a broadcast as he says the team takes accountability for drafting Trey He goes, we took a shot and it didn't work out. And he's right. I applaud John Lynch for his honesty, and that trade is going to set the 49ers back, potentially. If they don't win a Super Bowl in the Nick Bosa era, it's going to be because of that trade. If they had Jalen Waddle on their team, and I know they traded one of the picks for Bradley Chubb, Miami did, but if the Niners had Jalen Waddle on that team with Christian McCaffrey, and maybe they don't do the McCaffrey deal, or maybe they still do, but say it's McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and Jalen Waddle, that team wins a Super Bowl. That Trey Lance trade is going to cost the 49ers a championship, in my opinion. Like, that is just a really, really bad trade. And then a lot of teams were interested in Trey Lance. The Bills, the Ravens, and the Lions. I mean, the Lions would have been a better fit, potentially, because, like, what if Jared Goff was just bad, and then they replaced him with Lance, and Lance had the upside? Like, that I could see. The Ravens and the Bills acquiring him is like the Cowboys acquiring him. Bad decision by Dallas. And then Lance won't affect the Dak deal, as the Cowboys are still expected to sign Dak to a long-term extension despite trading for Trey Lance. I didn't even think of that about the Dak situation from a contract standpoint. I thought he got paid already. But that must have been a while ago then. The Hornets re-signed P.J. Washington, 3 years, $48 million, the same Charlotte, so the Hornets retain an asset. Evan Fournier says that France got their ass kicked as he kept it real after the 30-point loss to Canada. And he was right. And they've been done in this tournament. Florent Ballon joins Monaco as he leaves Arsenal and joins League One side in a $43 million deal. So that's big for them. Bronny James, there was a report that came out that his cardiac arrest was caused by congenital heart defect, and they are confident in his full recovery. I really hope that he'll be able to get back to the level he was at playing basketball. That was just awful that he had to deal with that. The Big 12 is eyeing Cal, Stanford, Oregon State, and Wazoo. If the Pac-12 does disband, I think Stanford and Wazoo would fit well in the Big 12, but Oregon State and Cal, who are two kind of weaker stools, will go to the Mountain West. So, Stanford should be Big 12. Put Oregon State or Wazoo in there too, and then Cal and Oregon State or Wazoo of the two in the Mountain West. But Cal should be in the Mountain West. They're bad. There was a drone delay in the Mexico State UMass after a drone was hovered above the field. That's pretty funny. The Giants released James Robinson. I think they did that because they signed him for Saquon insurance, and then it turned out Saquon came back, and they didn't like what they saw from Robinson. So that's what happens when you randomly sign veterans and they get cut and they go to new teams that could use them. Lonzo Ball says he's going to play. So he's confident he'll be back on the court again amid President knee trouble. I'm skeptical about that. Lonzo Ball hasn't played since COVID, literally. And I am not sure when we'll see him on the basketball court again. And coming down right now from Adam Schefter, Lions backup quarterback Nate Sudfeld suffered a torn ACL during the third quarter of Friday night's preseason finale against the Panthers. That stinks for Detroit. They relied on him to be the backup this year, so that's really sad. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. There were a couple baseball ones that I liked. I'm laying a quarter unit on this one. hand pick. I might not actually be in baseball. I'm considering soccer. Because nothing really jumped out in a major way. But something did jump out in La Liga. Atletico Madrid's only minus 105 at Real Vallecano. That's going to be best bet. So minus 105, Atletico Madrid on the money line against Rayo for best bet. So we're going with soccer today. All right, so that's it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. Look ahead to everything tomorrow. We also have the portfolio pick tomorrow, although I did give out 2 portfolio picks today for the U.S. Open. But I obviously think Iga and Novak are going to win respectively. But I do like to give out value picks for the tennis tournaments. And then we have, like I said, portfolio, FIBA, WNBA, baseball, defensive end and outside linebacker rankings too. So looking forward to that. Have a great day, everybody.